I'm Heather Kinsey with the Strive Group, and I'm here today to bring you a random leadership competency. Today's random competency is work-life balance. Now, I know that doesn't necessarily sound like a competency. Certainly it's different than the ones that we've offered so far, but trust me, it is a skill, and a good leader will commit to developing this skill. Strong leaders, in my opinion, with this competency are able to compartmentalize their work and their life. And it's not just compartmentalizing it, it's finding the sweet spot or the balance in the prioritizing, getting their fulfillment from both work and life, so they're not overly dependent upon the other for fulfillment and satisfaction. They are able to focus on one without it negatively impacting another. And it doesn't mean that they're not busy and that they don't have people needing them in either their work or their life. It just means that they are committed and determined to find that balance in compartmentalizing those things. Moreover, they model this type of behavior for their staff because it's hard. It's a hard skill. It's a hard competency. So they're modeling it so their staff can learn from them. Leaders who have overused this skill or maybe are on the far extreme of this competency have a tendency to be inflexible. So for instance, while they're at work, they don't do anything that has to do with play. While they're at play, they don't have anything that has to do with work. And if you think about it, leaders, whether you're working for a large organization or a small organization, for-profit or nonprofit, that's unreasonable for a leader. We have to be able to mix and match the two. As a matter of fact, some of us have business development responsibilities or community philanthropy responsibilities, and we are purposefully mixing work with what appears to be pleasure or play. And so we've got to be a little bit more flexible than a leader who is struggling with this competency. Leaders who struggle with this also have a tendency to sort of force their beliefs or their overly compartmentalized lives on others. Just like an effective leader will model good work-life balance, an ineffective leader might force his or her beliefs on others. So for instance, they may say things like, this is work and it should take a priority, or worse, they guilt somebody, you know, gosh, isn't your family important? Or I can't believe you're at work. What kind of a parent are you? Right? So in articulating things like that, which are really stemming from your own value systems and your own beliefs and your own inability to compartmentalize, you're actually forcing or influencing your staff in a negative way. On the opposite side of this extreme is the person who has no balance, who tries to do it all, right? And so they're the people in the work group, the leaders in the work team that probably look a bit like Gumby and probably look a bit flustered or harried on any given day. And that's because they haven't been able to dedicate or find their focus in one or the other. And so they're trying and maybe that's not even the right word. They're not trying to compartmentalize, and they're trying to do or please both sides of their lives at the same time. The result of that is that both sides fail. You know, we've all been there. We've all tried to have our cake and eat it too, and we end up kind of in a pickle. And who wants cakes with pickles? I mean, that's just weird, right? The highs and lows of work and of life, they will often bleed into each other with a leader who hasn't yet developed this competency. And that's because the boundaries haven't been set. And so they don't know how, for instance, something happening with the family, they don't know how to keep that from seeping in to how they behave with their team and vice versa. So this graphic is one that I use for all of our leadership competencies, but it's certainly apropos for this one because the competency, again, is balancing your work life with your personal life. And as I said earlier, it's not easy. It's not something that comes naturally to a leader dedicated to his or her career and dedicated to his or her family life and personal life. And so I urge you as a leader to find out where your balance is. And this will fluctuate, so don't be so set in what it looks like today, because I promise you 6 months from now it's going to look totally different. But I would encourage you to think about it from time to time, remind yourself from time to time, do a check-in, if you will, to make sure that indeed you are not only living the right balance, but modeling the right balance for your teams. So I wish you the best of luck with that. I hope you come back for another random leadership competency. We're doing them often. As much as I hate being on this end of the camera, here we are. All right? So enjoy your day. Thank you.